Folks, welcome back to Three Zen. Bobo's sitting here. So, after I had my change of command, wherein I relinquished command of the squadron, I went into the DO's office and he said, "Well, Bobby," he says, "since all you seem to like to do is fly, that's all the wing commander and wing commander at that time was Nick Keogh, great guy to work for. He said, all we're going to have you do is fly." And I said, "Okay then." So, part of that was for me was to fly with the ACE detachments, the accelerated co-pilot enrichment detachments, and one of the detachments I was assigned to was Dyess Air Force Base, where that was a great program they had there for people like myself. We would go up there and take the students coming into the B1 and give them 4 rides in the 38 to get them acclimated to fast mover jets. We take them on 2 contact rides where we do some acro stalls and falls and vertical recovery, nose low recovery, and just basic fundamentals of flying in the 38. And then 1 instrument sortie and then 1 low level sortie. So that's all we did. They were all non-graded rides. They were just acclimation rides. So that was a great deal to have. So anyway, I'd go up for Dyess for 3 or 4 or 5 days and then come back to Randolph and bring an airplane back. They needed to change out, and then on Monday maybe go back up. Who knows? At any rate, this one Friday afternoon, I got tasked with coming from Dyess to Randolph. Now, Dyess to Randolph is 180 miles thereabouts, and we would fly at 0.9 Mach, so about 20 minutes. And we usually log a 0.6 or a 0.7 from takeoff to touchdown. Okay, this particular day, and you can see it on my Form 70, this is one of them I saved. I took off out of Dyess and I climbed up to altitude and flew over to Roswell, New Mexico. Now you might think that was the wrong way to go from Dyess down to San Antonio, and you'd be right. And then from Roswell, I went south to Fort Stockton to Junction to Stonewall, and then Stonewall into Randolph. And I climbed up to 40-something feet, 43 I think I might have been at that time. And I knew I was going to get out at that time. That's why I was no longer the squadron commander. And I don't know what it was. That afternoon, I just decided I was going to take a ride just kind of for myself. So I took off, climbed up to altitude, and boy, was that nice up there that day. Clear skies you could see for a gazillion miles. And I remember flying along and used to take my hand and prop it up on the mirror, and I'm just sitting there looking out, looking around, just enjoying the ride. At that time, it was 23rd of March, 1988. And they were having wildfires out in West Texas. And boy, you could just sit up there and look down and watch them. It was kind of interesting to see. And I was cruising along and just taking my time. And like I said, just enjoying the stillness of everything. Came back to Randolph, did an approach. At that time we weren't. I don't think you're allowed to now. I don't think so. But we weren't allowed to touch and goes when you're solo. You had to have an IP on board. Okay, this is a good rule, I suppose. So I came in, did a low approach, and pulled up into a closed pattern. Came back around and came into a full stop, and was filling out the forms, and I logged a 1.9 on that ride. That was truly an enjoyable 1.9 mission. And I knew I was going to get my ass kicked for it. I could almost feel the pipper on the back of my head from our ADO, Tom Bob. And sure enough, down the auger, here comes Tom Bob with his fancy talking brick. And he comes in, and I saw him come down. I saw him come down the stairs. And I saw him bore sight on me, came walking up. And he said, "Can you tell me why in the hell you logged a 1.9 on a mission, on a ride from Dyess to Randolph? It usually takes a 1 or a 0.6. And I said, "Yes, sir." And he says, what would that be? And I said, well, we have to land with 600 pounds of men fuel, and I had 650 when I finally decided I needed to stop. And he says, no, you don't understand the question. And I'm thinking, yeah, you always thought I was a dumbass, haven't you, slick? So he says, I don't understand why you logged a 1.9. And I said, well, sir, I said, for 6 years I've been here at Randolph in staff meetings, I've heard guys talk about how people getting on the brakes heavyweight was burning up the brakes. So I just took it upon myself to lower my landing weight so it wouldn't be so hard on the brakes. Well, at that point, he saw he was not going to get anywhere with me, that I was pretty well prepared for the interrogation, if you will. He just spun around and steam. You see the steam coming out of his ear. Would you like a beer, sir? No, he probably didn't want to drink a beer with me. But at any rate, that's one of my more memorable flights I had. Boy, did I enjoy that. So with that, this is Bobo wishing you a great Friday afternoon. Actually, it's Thursday afternoon. I'm ahead of myself. At any rate, still tickled with myself. This is Bobo, base gear. Stop.